Well, folks, the Super Bowl is in the rearview mirror. I know some people are happy, some people not upset with the results, some people genuinely don't care. But Donald Trump was at the big game. Taylor Swift was at the big game. And following the conclusion of the Philadelphia Eagles' victory over the Kansas City Chiefs, Donald Trump decided to put on Truth Social an attack on Taylor Swift. Now, before I get into that, it is important to point out that at one point during the game inside the stadium, they did show Taylor Swift up on the Jumbotron and people in the audience booed. Not everybody, but people there booed, not happy about Taylor Swift. So Trump, after the game, got on Truth Social and said this: "The only one that had a tougher night than the Kansas City Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very unforgiving." So according to Donald Trump, Taylor Swift was booed so bad that she was just out of the stadium. Booed out of the stadium is what he said, because of MAGA. Now, there's a couple things to point out about this. First and foremost, when Donald Trump was introduced at the game inside the stadium, there were also lots of boos. So he got booed just as much as she did. So right off the bat, clearly not just a MAGA audience, even though, of course, it was held in the Deep South down here in New Orleans. But I don't think Taylor Swift was booed because everybody in the audience was wearing a MAGA hat. I think the explanation is far simpler. After all, Taylor Swift, who used to actually be a Philadelphia Eagles fan, was pulling for the Chiefs, right? So when you see somebody who is basically a super fan of the team your team is playing against, you're gonna boo them. That just happens. So the Eagles fans, not the MAGA fans in the audience, booed Taylor Swift because she wanted Travis Kelce and the Chiefs to win. Again, very simple explanation. For anybody who's ever been to a live sporting event, you know that if there's people for the other team, they're going to get booed. It happens in every freaking game. Doesn't matter who they are, whether it's celebrities, whether it's the players on the field, there's boos. It doesn't mean that it's because of your political beliefs. I'm sure there were some MAGA people in the crowd who don't like Taylor Swift. Maybe they booed. But again, there were plenty of people in that crowd who didn't like Donald Trump, and they also booed. But here's the thing about this story. First and foremost, never pick a fight with the Swifties. That is a fight you're going to lose every single time. But more importantly, the President of the United States got on Twitter and attacked a private citizen. Mocked a private citizen. Now, we saw this obviously a lot during his first term in office. We have seen it from him in the years since he's been in office. But I want that thought to sink in. Obviously, Taylor Swift is a, international mega superstar, one of the biggest on the planet we've ever seen. But by legal definition, she is still a private U.S. citizen. And the President of the United States, the most powerful person on the planet, is mocking a private citizen on social media. An elderly man mocking a highly successful young woman on social media. That's what this was. Doesn't matter who got booed how many times. By the way, they each only got booed once. Doesn't matter how loud the boos were. Doesn't matter how loud the cheers were for either people. The elderly geriatric President of the United States mocked a private citizen on social media because that's the kind of petty, disgusting person he is. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.